Hey Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments. Latasha, thank you so very much for the donation. Thank everyone for the donations, super thanks, super chats, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's go ahead and ring this bell. Let's clear out this energy, and then we'll see what the message the Spirit has for us this evening. Someone is upset would be a good way to put it, but more like maybe the word would be seething, pissed off. Someone feels like they want to destroy something. Somebody found out some information. Hey, Ayana. Some information that was supposed to have stayed hidden from them. Bottom of the deck. This wounded healer. Hey, Shaylin. And now this person is in the process of having to fight these battles alone. They're really upset because they never anticipated even having to fight any battles in the first place. This is someone who now wants forgiveness, who now has to forgive themselves first before they can ask forgiveness from anyone else. And it's because the truth came out. Like I said, they were shocked by this information that came out that they weren't supposed to find out, but they found it out. And it's like the truth is staring them in the face. And this person, the one person they felt safe with, the one that they could always run to, the one that they knew would make them feel better, the one that was standing 10 toes down, is the same one that they ignored, the same one that they left out in the cold. So now it's like it's hard for them to feel safe with anyone else, especially the person that they found out is purposely trying to take them down. They say that what you sow is also what you reap. And apparently this person was sowing a lot of betrayal. And now they are reaping that same betrayal. And they betrayed you in the worst way. They betrayed your love. They betrayed you, you being that wish fulfillment of everything that they needed. You were the one that was helping them to see who they truly were on the inside. From the inside to the outside. Hey, Miss Pretty Girl Swag. Hey, Callie Swag. Now this person is landed with a hard thump from this pedestal that they had placed themselves on, thinking that they were so much better. And with that thump comes grief. They're only sad. They're only in this grief because they know that what they had with you was real. And they're figuring out what they had after you was fake. Like I said, you provided this person joy. You were nurturing. You were kind, you were caring. And like I said, you tried to have this person level up, but somehow, some way, they fell for the words of this devil. And even whenever you was telling them, no, that's not the way that you want to go. Even when you were bringing things up, showing them things, having, occasions and instances and examples, this person didn't want to hear anything that you had to say. So you had to allow that person to do whatever it was that they wanted to do. Whatever they wanted to manifest, you allowed them to manifest that. And this person thought that it was pleasurable. But now that they understand it was not pleasure at all. Somebody needs to speak up. They need to speak up about what someone's trying to do to them. But for some reason, somebody's having a hard time speaking up, speaking their mind, saying what's on their heart. Hey, Addie, this person knows that they need to cut those cords. They need to liberate themselves. They need to leave, whatever it is. Drop everything and just leave so that they can get a miracle. Because they're remembering when you left. And they're looking at you. And you were nothing short of a miracle. Right now, this person is pissed off. Because, like I said, they found out something that they weren't even supposed to know. Something that was supposed to have stayed hidden. Hey, K Hyphy. Hey, Steve. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yep. Not only did they wear a mask, but everybody that they was hanging out with, they wore masks too. Nobody was being honest about how they felt, and everybody was all out for self. Not caring how it affected someone else. Like I said, somebody they had to, it was when they started reaping what they had been sowing, that's when they found out they had to protect themselves. That they actually had to go into battle. Now this person is in the middle of battle, wondering how they'll be able to, are they going to survive? Can they get out? It's not until we go through what we put someone else through do we understand the magnitude of what we've done. Especially to somebody that loved us, that we felt safe with. It's not until we have to walk in those same shoes, that's when we realize what we've done. This person is realizing what they have done, and they realize exactly how you felt. See, they're pissed off. But you know what? They failed to realize that they caused an absolute storm in your life. It's not until they go through that shit do they even start to understand. What's the message? Just like with parents, not until our kids can put us through hell And it's not until their kids put them through that same hell that they even recognize and realize what they've done. Someone feels left out in the cold. And that's just justice because they left you out in the cold. I know that this person didn't think they was going to leave you out in the cold and that God was going to say, come on over here, sugar, get up underneath this warm blanket. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. See, someone had a desire to do you wrong. They didn't care how they did it. They didn't care what you felt. They had a desire to do you wrong. And then they thought they was going to get some good luck, good juju after this. Mm-mm. Not at all. Once again, this is somebody who chose not to resist betraying you because they didn't care. But now they care because now they want to surrender, because now they understand how hard this fight is, how difficult this battle is. Now they understand they are smack dab in the middle of this entire war that they created. They created it for you. But somehow you received this miracle and you got out of it. And everything that they put you through, everything that they gave to you, everything that they did, this person understands how they messed themselves up. They self-sabotaged. They thought they were hurting you. They just hurt themselves instead. Once again, somebody knows that they have to leave. And they're not even happy about it. They know they have to leave in order to save themselves. Because if not, they're just offering to be a human sacrifice. But see, this person is pissed off. They failed to use their intuition because if they listened to their intuition was telling them, leave before you strike this match and burn it all to the ground. But they failed to do that. And it's all burnt to the ground. Now they have to start from ground zero and build themselves back up. And they can't get mad at this person that they found out this truth about, who was keeping this secret, who was this hidden enemy, who really had plans to end them, to destroy them. They can't get mad about that because there was an angel, there was a celestial being that was trying to tell them over and over and over again, and made it so that it was so clear, so apparent, almost to the point where they could almost hear this angel speaking out loud. The betrayal. That's what they don't understand. And it's not even so much now of how could somebody betray them. It's how could they fall so low, so utterly, utterly low that they betrayed you. That's what they don't get. Once again, somebody knows that they're going to have to surrender. But somebody's going to have to use their own intuition to decide who to surrender to. Do you plan your own demise? Or do you surrender to God and do what you have to do? Because at some point, we don't get to do what we want to do. At some point in life, we actually have to grow up and do what we have to do. Bottom of the deck is 10 of Wands. This person is overburdened. They don't know if they can even make it through. They're not too sure. They're not too sure. And they know that they're alone. They have to carry this burden alone, just like you did. They don't know who to trust now. They have no idea who can they trust. They know they can trust you, but you left. And their ego was so big. They had so much pride. They're just like, let them go. But still, that little niggly voice in the back of their head said, chase after them. But yet they still let you go. That voice was telling them, that angel, but they still chose to live in the dark. Something about this person, they are so mad at this person because they had a definite seat. They had a throne waiting on them. All they had to do was do what was right. People act like doing what's right is so hard. What's hard about it? Doing what's wrong is the hard thing. Because then you have to remember what you did, who you did it with, why you did it, the lies you said, the mistruths, who you shanked, who you stabbed in the back. You have to remember all of that because you always have to be on guard. But when you tell the truth, not only do you shame the devil, but you don't have to remember anything because it's the truth. It's easily recalled. Someone thought that they was going to follow this person or they was working with this person or they pledged some type of allegiance to this person, not realizing this person was not the one that they needed to follow. Hey, Deborah. All right, Deborah. Well, good luck to you. Yeah, somebody, they followed the wrong one for the longest. And now, and it's like all this person had to do was say something, was speak up with the truth. And they're in regret that they didn't. They're regretting that they didn't say what was truly on their mind. Because had they said what was truly on their mind, they wouldn't be in this situation. They wouldn't be working with this person. You know, it wouldn't be this communication or this crazy things going back and forth. It wouldn't be like that had they just said how they really felt, had they just spoke the truth. And all they had to do was show you the love that you were showing them. You was all in it. You was all in it. Both feet jumped in. Now this person is thinking about what they actually got out of it. And it's nothing compared to what they was hoping to get. In that relationship from the past, that's the part that burns the most. Because they don't even have that. They don't even feel comfortable like they can even go back to that. And now this person understands the truth, not just the truth of what they did. They understand the truth of what you brought to the table. And they also understand the truth of how they was trying to hurt you. This person is finally waking up. They gave to the wrong people. They gave all they had to the wrong group. And when they needed something in return, that group said, I'm going to pray for you. How you like that? So this King of Cups knows that they have no other choice but to have faith and to leave, to go their own way in a new direction. This person doesn't know where it's going to lead them. They don't know what's going to happen, but you didn't either. All this person knows is that whatever the fuck they're going through, that shit needs to end. Someone else in their life, they're realizing they have to turn their back on this person, on this slow life, because this slow life is causing all the problems. This slow life is the one who's got them fighting with people they never fought with. Got them turning their back to people they never turned their back on before. Got people turning their back on them. They're realizing someone, even though it looked like somebody had it all, they ain't got it all. They might have a little bit of pocket change, but they was missing this, and they sure the fuck was missing this. Hey, Doria. I'm telling you, this person, they don't even know if they can even protect themselves. They really don't. They have no idea if they can protect themselves because they know that, you know what? They did a lot. And now this person is feeling every single one of those swords that they tried to put in your back. That shit came right back around. They had no idea. But when you told them that they was dealing with the devil, they thought you was lying. They looked at you like you was crazy. They said you didn't know what the hell you was talking about. And you knew what the hell you was talking about because you had seen that devil. You had talked to that devil. You had blessed that devil out too. You tried to take the devil down yourself. So it wasn't that you didn't know. It was that you knew and you were trying to tell this person so this person wouldn't have to go through none of this. But they didn't want to listen. So you said, okay. It was through their own immaturity that they kept hanging out with this crowd. It was through their own immaturity that they didn't know they were being talked about behind their back the entire time. And they just knew you was going to come back. Not at all. You took your space. You were protecting yourself. You removed yourself from that entire toxic situation. You left and you went to calm waters. You paid attention to what your intuition told you. And you're glad that you did, because now your days are bright. Your days are cheery. Hey, Malcolm. Hey, Touche. This person is sitting here daydreaming. And they want to come towards you. They're also trying to see what it would be like, if they were with you. Like, if they never did this shit, if they just went with you. They're trying to picture that. But somehow, while they're trying to daydream, that always comes back around to the shit that they said and the shit that they did. Just like reality always comes back and says, don't forget the truth now, because we won't let you. This is why this person feels left out in the cold. You could be somebody's mother, but this person feels left out in the cold. You could be somebody's wife. And there was no reason for them to do this, because the relationship that y'all had was so strong, committed. But somebody was telling them that, you don't, that person really don't. They was putting doubt in them. No, it's like they was picking you apart. They was sitting here talking about how you wasn't perfect, how you this and how you that and how you this and how you that. But that person forgot to talk about themselves. At least you had 7 pentacles. And that person didn't want anyone to think about just that one that they had and how they was keeping it so close to them. Because that person was doing all types of word magic, all types of dark spells. The more that they talked about what you weren't, the more they tried to make it seem like they were. This is somebody that this King of Cups should have left the fuck alone. Because they didn't know how deep this shit went. How dark this shit got. And how low somebody was willing to go. They finally had to call judgment on this warlock. This was a different person. They finally had to call fucking judgment. They finally had to draw a line in the sand. Because at that point, they realized whether this was a family, whether this was a church group, whether this was a company that they was working for, whether this was a social group that they belonged to, they finally realized what these people were actually up to, what they were actually working on, what their plan was. And the plan wasn't to help somebody flourish. The plan was to cut somebody out. Mainly you. That's what the plan was. The plan was these people wanted to cut you out. And they couldn't get to you. So they got to somebody that you hold near and dear to your heart. They thought they was going to have you trapped. They said, you aren't going anywhere. We got that person with us now, and you're not going to leave that person, but you did. Not only did you leave that person, but you know what? You healed yourself. And when you healed yourself, by golly, that person was watching you, spying on you, getting lessons, taking notes. They watched you. They saw that you won the war, that you got the gifts. And this person was stuck, unable to go anywhere, unable to do anything. And they're realizing this is justice. This is justice that they get for speaking ill on your name. God's child. So now they're upset with this group because they know they were manipulated. They know that they gave up something that was real. And all they got was something that was fake. All they got was beat down. They was getting the shakedown. They was having to give somebody their money. And this person made it seem like, oh, can you help me out with this? Can you help me out with that? Oh, yes, we work so well together. But when you need some help, all I'm going to do is say, damn, well, that's too bad. I'm going to pray for you. But I can't give you none of that money back that you gave to me. See, they had thought about going their own separate way before. They had thought about it, but you know what? The curse that was on them was so strong. It was so much they couldn't get from underneath that. Hey, Latasha, thank you so very much. They couldn't get from underneath that curse, and that's the truth. And this person, they didn't think that there was a curse. They had no idea. They just thought that they was doing whatever they was doing, not knowing that there was reason that they was doing this stupid shit behind them. They wasn't thinking clearly, for sure. What's the message? Thank you. Yep. They never thought that this shit was gonna come back around to them. Never in a million years. Even when you told them it was going to. And in fact, I'm gonna let you know, when this shit started coming back around and getting them, they thought it was you. They thought it was you that was cursing them. It wasn't you. And everybody said it's not you because you're too happy. You are too free. You are doing you. They said it's those people that you're giving all your money to. It's got your mind fucked up and you not knowing what to do. I just saw 33:33 on the clock. Yeah. This was like some sort of, this was like their ancestors was even telling them. Their ancestors were trying to get their attention to let them know, listen, you have to wake up. There's some things going on. Open up your eyes. You don't see this. You don't see this. It's like somebody's ancestors were screaming at them. I'm telling you. To the point that they could hear them with their outer ear, not the inner ear that we got inside our brains. The outer ear. But yet this person still didn't want to believe anything that was given to them. No information that was given to them, especially if they thought it was coming from something they couldn't see. They rejected that and they fought that too. It's like they were fighting everything that was close to you, everything that you talked about, everything that you believed in. It's like if they say, Oh no, I don't believe in that shit. And they can hear it. They can hear their ancestors talking to them. And they're like, no, no, I don't want to believe in that shit. No. Now somebody understands why you walked the fuck away. Because they was acting ridiculous. And they've been watching you ever since you did walk away. Because they know they was acting ridiculous. And now you completed whatever cycles that you needed. You closed whatever doors that you needed to close. You hammered them, you bolted them, you locked them, you cemented them shut, and that part of your life is done. And you know what? You've been so much happier. Your life has gone up, up, up. You know, it's almost like your life has been so much brighter. You've even been getting gifts from the universe. It's like every time, because you're so thankful, because you're so appreciative, because you know that these are blessings coming due to you from the Most High, as the Most High has promised you. There was nothing that you needed to worry about. There was nothing that you needed to be mad about. That's why everybody was telling them, no, 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 no. It's not the collective that's throwing this black magic on you. It's the motherfuckers that you giving all your fucking money to. Somebody must be getting a. Somebody's getting a package. I want one too. Yeah. Somebody, you know what? I feel like their karma was delayed for a while. Their karma was delayed. Or as if it wasn't delayed, it was like they couldn't tell that they were receiving karma. Confirmation. This person couldn't tell that they were actually receiving karma. You know, they just thought for a little bit like it was bad luck. But then they started thinking, something clicked. The light bulb went off. Especially whenever somebody told them they did something that was unthinkable and should be unspeakable. When they had some negative shit to say about God's child. I feel like this person is sad. They mad. They sad. They're in a rage. They want to tear shit down. They want to destroy shit. Really what they want to do is they want to get back at somebody, but they want to be successful with it. They want to return this shit, but they want to win this war, this battle. Because they're thinking about that prayer that that family said, I'm going to give you a prayer, instead of helping them out with the money when they needed it. They're thinking about that prayer. And they said, okay, I got you. No problem. Thank you. But they're determined. They're determined. They're going to put this on somebody else's back. This person is by themselves, and trust me, I feel like they are plotting. They are planning. They're doing something. They want to turn this whole situation around. They're finding ways that they can mess somebody else up, like somebody messed them up. But I'm here to let this person know, if you're listening, let God do it. Ask your archangels to come in to assist you. And stand back and let God handle that situation. Just go to calmer waters. Don't try and handle it by yourself. In fact, don't even try and handle it. Just use your intuition. Be open. Speak to God. Because I'm telling you, this one right here, the one who was stingy, the one who didn't want to share no money, the one who was on the dark side trying to create the most amount of trouble, let God get that one. Judgment is here. Somebody has to realize that, they have to go through theirs too. They're not going to be just absolved for all trespasses that they've done against you. They know they're going to have to go through theirs too. But I bet you it's going to be a long time before they try some stupid shit like that. Next time something come up, somebody going to be thinking long and hard about their next move and what they really need to be doing. They are definitely not going to be trying to rush in, trying to make a name for themselves or whatever, because they know exactly where that leads to nothing. Whereas they could have been working on this with you. They should have been loyal to you. But instead of being loyal, they want to be disloyal. They want to act like they didn't even have a clue, like they didn't even see nothing. And now this person sat there and watched you as you walked away. And then acted like it didn't bother them. But let me tell you something. Oh, it bothered them. It bothered them. It bothers them. And it will remain bothering them. What's the message? Someone is, I feel like this person is trying to go, stealth mode. Or they're trying to gaslight somebody. They're trying to gaslight somebody. They want to put it on strong. They want to build somebody up. They want to be like, oh yeah, don't you worry about that. Don't you worry. Put all that on the credit card. I'm gonna pay it all off next month. Don't just do one credit card. How many credit cards you got? 7 of them. Max them out, because you know what? I'm getting ready to get a whole bunch of money, and I'm gonna just give you all the money. You ain't got to worry about nothing, because I'm gonna tell you, you gonna be rich by next month. Next month come, they're gonna be like, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm gonna pray for you though. They want this person to feel that same burn. They want this person to be upset the day that they tried to fuck them over. But they're determined. They're determined. They're going a whole new direction. A whole new direction. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. I'd like to get up to 5,500, a little bit more than 5,500 if I can. Yeah, this person, they're done. It's like, whenever you say, I don't even care anymore. I don't care about none of this shit anymore. That's how this person feels. They are done. They don't care about none of this shit anymore, because their heart is so fucking broke. They now know that somebody didn't even care about them. They was just trying to get at somebody that they was connected to. That's who they wanted to fuck up. They didn't want to fuck this person up initially. Had you stayed around, this person would have been fine. But see, you knew to leave. And the only reason you left is because this person was acting a fucking Judas motherfucking fool. That's the only reason that you left. Not because you didn't love them, but because they weren't loving themselves, and therefore they could not ever love you. Not how you deserve to be loved. This is what they're finding out. That you didn't have to go through none of that. You shouldn't have gone through none of it. What they should have done was stuck by your side. What they should have done was had a little bit of courage and told this person, yo, you doing too much. Go sit your little nasty ass down somewhere or whatever. That would have cut it out, because then somebody would have known there was no way for them to split y'all up. But they allowed somebody to sweet talk them. They allowed the devil to whisper in their ear. They allowed someone to make you look like you wasn't shit. Like you was needy, like you was clingy, like you was the one that was bringing out the problems. You was the one that was defending yourself against the mob. But this person, they couldn't see that, because this person was sitting here exacerbating the issue and adding to the issue. All right, K Hyphy. Adding to the issue. See, that's whenever they had to wake up to realize who they could and could not trust. But now they know the truth. That's why they can set themselves free. That's why that curse is no longer valid. So actually, in actuality, this person is realizing that those prayers that they said that they was going, I'm going to pray for you, it actually helped. It was actually what they needed. Because see, had somebody gave them all the money in the world, they would have never seen that this group was working against them. But whenever that group said, I can't do a damn thing for you, that's when they realized they weren't for them in their corner at all. That's when they realized how special you were. Because they know you would have not ever done that. Telling you, somebody is enraged. They're trying to think, how are they going to get somebody back? They don't need to plot, they don't need to plan, but they are. That's the message. Somebody's planning. They're planning. They're coming up with ideas. And I think this is the first one that they want to get back. This is the first one that they want to let them know how much they appreciate what they've done for them. This is somebody that was taking all their money. This is somebody that they might want to put 6 feet under. Because somebody's upset. Because they're thinking about all the times from the past, how they was, they was with this person. They supported this person. They thought this person and them had a great relationship. But that was just their way of thinking. That was just that pie in the sky, because they wasn't sitting there noticing all the red flags. They wasn't sitting there noticing all the times when somebody else had to take all the shine and leave them alone. How somebody else spoke poorly of their name and to the group, And they was just like being a fool with it. Well, they don't mean it like that. Yes, the fuck they did. You know, they're so pissed when they think how they sat there and they fought against you. They discounted everything that you had to say and then ghosted you, gaslit you, lied on you. Now it's that same cup of love that you got, that same heart that you have. That's exactly what they're missing. Telling you, like they say, God is going to give his toughest battles to the strongest soldiers. So maybe this person needs to realize that this battle, maybe it's because somebody needs to grow up. They need to mature spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, and understand that they may be one of God's strongest soldiers. Somebody else was stealing money. Somebody else was stealing money from them. And they blamed it on you. They said you was the one that was stealing money. So if you were stealing money, what you got to show for it? What did you get? Some new shoes? What'd you get? Some new underwear? A new bra? What did you actually get? And not for the guys. Y'all don't wear bras, do you? Well, some men do, but anyway, it's too much. It's going off topic. But what did you actually get? Nothing. Because you didn't take anything. And you told this person the truth. Like, what? What am I going to steal your little shit for? I got my own shit. I know to be honest and wait for God to give to me what it is that I'm supposed to have. And whatever it is that you have, I don't want that shit. Now somebody can see that it was just some manipulation. It was just a strike. It was a spell that was put on them to make it seem like it was you. Whenever really this person, they was trying to hurt you, but they didn't realize that spell was hurting them because you had been telling them the truth the entire time. Why lie? Why lie? You love them too much. You prayed for them too much. You gave them too much. You helped them too much. You did too much for them. And they're the ones who don't trust you. Why lie? That's when you knew there was nothing else that you could do for this person. And so you had to leave this person to their own devices. If you like it, baby, I love it for you. But I'm not going to allow you to take me down because you want to see if you can break my spirit just so that some other ugly motherfuckers are entertained. Like, who the fuck does that? I'll leave first before I let anybody break my damn spirit. This person stayed. See, they did so much They felt obligated to stay. They spoke so poorly about you. They felt like they couldn't go anywhere because they tied themselves up in that whole situation, whereas none of that shit even had to fucking happen. Now this person, and they thought that you was going to come back. They thought you was going to be, oh, I'm just checking on you. I just want to see. I'm just sending this note. Dude, no. What the fuck? Bye. See ya. You messing with the fucking devil? Ain't nobody got time for that bullshit. Trust and believe that. If you don't trust and believe nothing else, trust and believe that. That's all you. If I have to have my own back, I got that. But sitting here wasting time with someone who's trying to hang out with the devil, who's trying to break us down, that shit ain't ever happening. I don't know what kind of clown you are to think that that shit is ever gonna go fucking down. Now, you might do that. Maybe you timid, you afraid, you scared, you a big ass chicken, but there ain't no chicken over here. And if there is, it's the type that I'm eating. Chicken wings. Now somebody understand how they was even trying to throw some magic at you, how they was even doing this little shit. Now somebody is taking some time out for themselves, having to look at themselves, going through that dark night of the soul, having to really review some shit. And now what they see, what they was doing, that immature, insecure, insignificant bullshit, now they understand why that shit is coming back around. And the part that hurts them the most is they didn't know about these. There was a lot of unresolved issues within them. And there's a lot of people that was really against them, but they couldn't see that shit because they were so busy trying to be against you. Yes, you're right, Ayana. Thank you, Spirit. They're so busy trying to be against you. Now somebody's trying to come up out of this. They're starting to wake up. They're starting to see that, you know what? I got some enemies around me that I need to break free from. Free from. Now somebody is really starting to see, but it's so bad because they are depressed. They're sad. They don't know what to do. Like I said, hey, the best thing that somebody can do is to remain positive and think, well, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. Maybe that's going to help this person get through. But they know that they need to leave this person completely alone because this person ain't nothing but a liar. A liar, a cheat, a thief, and will steal your drawers while you are actively walking in them. That's the one they want to take out first. That's the one they want to do the most amount of damage to. That's the one. What's the message? I'm going to get ready to wrap this up in a little bit. My little girl is in here. She like, my mama is still on that machine. What's the message, Spirit? Anything else from this deck? Thank you. Yes. They know they know you was telling the truth. They know you wasn't afraid to speak your mind. They know you was speaking up. You was saying it. You wasn't holding back. You wasn't trying to sugarcoat shit. You wasn't trying to tear nobody down. You was just saying it as it really was. They know that. They know that. But yet they wanna follow this. They wanna just jump in the pool with the cool people and everything, only to find out that they wasn't the cool people. This is why they see why you was never around them, why you always took your space, why you refused to hang out with these motherfuckers. Now this person is understanding that they should have missed them, had people miss them with this bullshit too. They shouldn't have listened to the gossip, the chatter. They shouldn't have listened to all the information that was going around them without them checking shit out. Because if they checked the shit out, they would have found out the truth. And everything that they would have been working on would have been going in their way, their favor. But instead, they decided to work with the people because maybe there was more on that side than there was just by you, by yourself. They decided to work with that crew. But I'm telling you, somebody was telling them something. Somebody was saying this person was, they were saying so much, and they was like leaving papers around, and they was sending a text, and they was doing something, and somebody saw something that they wasn't supposed to see, that this motherfucker had put out there. And then tried to say it like, no, you didn't see that. No, that's not what you really saw. No, you didn't see that. My name ain't Jay, it's Ray. My name ain't Ray, it's Jay. That kind of bullshit. You ain't talking to no motherfucking knucklehead, stupid. I'm telling you, that's when somebody said, damn it, I knew it. Like they should have listened to their intuition. This is when they realized they played themselves. That's when they realized they have to protect themselves, and they're about to go through some damn karma. Telling you, when you realize that you played yourself, yeah, you get mad at everybody else, but who you really mad at? You're really mad at yourself because you played you. You allowed everybody else to play in your energy, play in your mind, play with your spirit, play with your fucking soul, play with your path. You allowed everybody to do all that shit. You allowed that. So who you really mad at? Them or self? Someone's having to grapple with that they're really mad at themselves. Even though they're sitting here trying to plan a revenge for those other people, they have to take this responsibility that they are upset with self because we all have free will, and they didn't have to do what they did. They chose to do that. Somebody needs to leave it alone. They need to let God handle it. Because them trying to do anything else is going to set them back anymore. Somebody had their own head stuck up on their own ass. Not anymore. They don't like the ostrich effect. They don't like that shit. They don't want to close their eyes anymore. Not at all. especially since whatever it was changed their destiny. And they see it now. This is this person who needs healing. They could have found this out either in October, or October was a month or something. And now these people stay mad because they find out that people actually love you. They actually love you. But for whatever reason, they wanted to believe these people who had nothing better in life to do. This is somebody who understands now that you are an earth angel, that you was balanced, you was always balanced, and they are haunted by their past because you already survived everything. There was nothing more that they could do. There was nothing more that that devil could do. And whenever that devil saw that they lost you, that devil couldn't get a hold of you, couldn't even grip you good. It's like you had put on too much baby oil on top of Vaseline, on top of shea butter, on top of cocoa butter, on top of vitamin E, and your ass was just slippery, slippery, slippery. When that devil said they couldn't get you, that's when they went after this person. And all they had to do was flatter this person a little bit. Oh, you tall. Oh, you look so handsome. Oh, you got the perfect body. Look, is that $1 million smile? What is that? I love your hair. Look at them shoes. Look at who don't like them shoes. You know, when I see you, when I look at you, I'm thinking that you are perfect. That's all they had to do was a little bit of flattery. And this person was like, keep it coming. Keep it coming. I love it. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Keep it coming. That's all they had to do. That's all the devil had to do was flatter this person for a little bit. Because the devil saw whenever the devil tried to flatter you, you was like, boy, shut up. Ain't nobody impressed with that bullshit. Go on with that. Go on with that. Devil saw you was unimpressed with all of it. None of it was cool. None of it made you go, oh, I feel like I'm gonna. None of it. You was like, oh, what the fuck ever. You like, dude, please do me a favor. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Shut up. What's the message? That's the difference between a leader and a follower. A leader is not going to let somebody fill their head with a whole bunch of bullshit, but a follower will. Your child has to learn a big lesson about respect and honest dialogue. And I feel like this is that time that they learned in the lesson because the plan fell apart. And it's time for this person to have to redirect their entire life. They should have traveled forward. They should have allowed spirit to move them forward whenever they had the chance. But now they have to end everything. And it hurts. Given the opportunity to say, okay, well, you know what? Thank you, but I'm good. It's totally different than, oh my God, how could you hurt me so much? There's a big difference there. Let the shit go. If it ain't working, if it ain't the truth, if it ain't real, if them people ain't really in your corner, if you see that they got some other shit going on, if they sitting there bad mouthing everybody and you think that they just not bad mouthing you, you fucking stupid. You fucking stupid. Seriously. My father would sit there and talk bad about everybody. And then say, but you don't share this with nobody. This between me and you. This don't go no further. This don't say this, that. So I knew if he was talking about everybody else, he sure the fuck was talking about me. So I learned that lesson before it became something that I was not going to be able to recover from. That's whenever I was like, hasta la vista, hasta luego, hasta pronto, whatever. Bye, bitch. People need to learn those lessons. People need to listen when they talking to whomever. It don't make a difference who you talking to. Listen. Because best trust and believe, if they sitting there saying that bullshit about everybody else, they sitting there talking about you too. Even the ones who don't gossip, if you sit there and watch them being sneaky, they sneaky with you too. Don't think you that damn special, because the fuck you ain't. What's the message, Spirit? Yes, thank God you got some passed over loved ones in the building. If it wasn't for those passed over loved ones, this person would have taken themselves out. It was those passed over loved ones that helped save this ass wife. I know my neighbors be like, she be yelling in there. I thought it was her and Sasha. It is. What's the message, Spirit? They think you're stressed, but you're not. But they are. What's that? Yes, because you know what? You always bounce back. That's why you're able to sleep soundly. It's your energy. And some of their karma has come back as legal issues. And that's good for these grimy asses, especially since those lies that they said ran deep. You know, and they have to sit with themselves right now. Think about everything. And I'm telling you, they stressed and they pressed about you. All because somebody didn't like to listen. Listening would have saved their life a long time ago. Listening would have saved their bank accounts so they can give up all their money. Listening would have saved their emotional self so they wouldn't be in this depression. Listening would have helped to save their spiritual throne. Now somebody got to work 10 times harder to get rid of the karma, to just be on an even keel, to try and get back in your good graces if God so see it fit or sees it. And then to grow, only for them to try and reclaim their own inheritance. This may not start until next year, but trust and believe, everybody involved is going to get some justice. Whether that is karma or dharma, everybody getting some. And the worst part about it, no matter what happens to those other people, you no longer care. Also known as, I don't give a flying fuck. Y'all, I'm going to leave it right there. My little baby Sasha's come in. She laid down. She did her little long sigh. She got up. She walked out. I'm going to go spend some time with my little dog. Thank you so very much. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. If you have not subscribed, let's get over 5,500 for the Soul Tribe. I love you all. I love you all. And we'll speak again tomorrow. Good night.